Hey everybody, welcome to Kiki Loves Nigeria. How's everybody doing on this Saturday? I can't say it. Well, it was cold today. It was cold today. I'm not going to even say it wasn't cold today because it was cold today. I don't know why, but for some reason it decided it was going to get cold today. Other than that, today was a really nice day. I got a lot of rest today. I hope you guys got a lot of rest also. So, look, tonight I want to talk about something that I had talked about previously. I talked about this earlier last year. Yeah, it was last year. Oh, it was last year. So I talked about this last year. Oh, my hair is getting caught in my nails. So I talked about this last year, but I talked about it in Nigeria because normally when you hear about this subject, it's in reference to Nigeria. You know, the media and the public wants you to think, the mass public wants you to think that this is an issue that only happens in Nigeria. So tonight we're going to talk about, is this really going on in the Gambia? Has this practice spread to the Gambia? Okay, so let me introduce myself. I want to welcome everybody. My name is Kiki. Welcome to Kiki That's Nigeria. I am the host of the show. And what I do qualitative analysis, which means I do research on topics that impact the REPAC community. So if there's a topic that impacts the REPAC community, I will research that topic and then I'll bring it to you guys to talk about. Sometimes I don't talk about research. Some topics are not research topics, they're just issues. Okay, because some people get confused and they think when I talk about issues that that's a research topic and it's not. Okay, so I talk about issues and I also do research that impact the REPAC community. Now, this issue, this green card romance scam, this seems to be a big issue wherever, and I notice wherever we are, wherever African American women, wherever Western women, I'm not going to just say African American women, because when I was looking up the Gambia, I didn't see stories about um, African women or African American women. These stories were about women from the UK who had been uh, taken advantage of, who were involved in these, what we would call in the United States, a green card scam. They wouldn't call it a green card scam because they don't call it that. Okay. So I just remember something that I wanted to do. I want to put the link up here because sometimes people want to come on and share their experiences, with this because you don't realize what a problem this is because a lot of times you feel too embarrassed to talk about it because you think, oh, this could never happen to me. For one, you think, oh, I'm too smart for this to happen to me. I can spot this a mile away. I can spot somebody trying to scam me, a mile away. And sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. Okay. At this game that they play with women in the West, because it's not just Black women, it's whoever has that Western access that they want. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Where I'm from Dayton, Ohio. And this is the next question. How do I get my information? Tonight I got the information from, I did a search on the internet on just stories. I just wanted to see what was out there. I just did a simple search. And a simple search, I'll search news articles, newspaper articles, because you can't just search anything. You got to search credible sources. So I get primary sources from the internet, which are newspaper articles. So I searched newspaper articles from the UK, and they did a lot of stories. There's a lot of stories on there about women from the UK and women from Australia. That's another country that's really, the women are really being scammed bad. So I saw a lot of stories about those two countries, and that's how. And then also there was emails, and that's what really made me start thinking about that this must be an issue in the Gambia, is because I had received two emails, and I also had comments. There were some ladies in the comment section who said this had happened to them, and what they were describing to me, we would call that a green card scam. Okay, and but what they don't call it a green card. I think they call it inevitable, indefinable. Yeah, indefinite. I'm sorry, indefinite leave. That's what it's called. They call it indefinite leave. Okay, we call it a green card. What they get permanent residency here. Permanent residency in the UK is called indefinite leave. So there were so many stories about this actually happened, and they actually were stories about men who were actually they were Gambian men. Okay, so this seems to be an issue in the Gambia, and I was really shocked to see that because, like I said, the way mass media presents it, the way the world presents it, you would think Nigerians are the only romance green card scammers out there. But oh no, no, no. Nigerians may have invented the game and mastered the game, but there's other people picking up the game and running with it. Okay, so that's who I am. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So does anybody have any questions or comments so far? Here's the link. The link is up here. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing? The link is up here if you guys want to join the conversation, like I said, and share your story. Okay. So when I was researching this, one thing that was clear to me is the Gambia is known for this pay to play environment. That's what I'm going to call it, a pay to play environment. Okay. Excuse me. And in this pay to play environment, what that means is women from the West will go on vacation in the Gambia and pay men for sex. They will pay them to entertain them. They will pay them to go places with them. They will pay them to basically play with them, to do whatever they want them to do while they're in the Gambia. Okay? Gambia is known for this. There's many reasons why this goes on in the Gambia. And if you don't believe me, because last time I talked about this, I was on Fulfillment of Our Soul, John's channel, and people got really upset. Gambians got really upset because I was saying this, but I'm just like, just do a simple Google search and it will tell you that. This isn't something that I'm just making up. This is clearly on the internet. This country is known for this. This is one of the countries you can go to and pay to play. And it is known for this, okay? And the issue why it continues and why it's so heavy there is because it brings in foreign dollars. It's so tied to the economy that it would be a detriment to the economy if it stopped. No, I'm serious. I mean, you have to think about it. The women are going there with this foreign currency, okay? And it's mainly women going to the Gambia. From what these articles are saying with this research, because these news people were doing research. They had women on there. They had went to the Gambia. They had big the videos that I saw was just blowing my mind. Couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe people go to Africa and act like that and think nobody's going to notice and nobody's going to talk about you and that, it's just going to be cool. Because that's not cool. What I saw, that's not cool. That's just not cool. And especially after you get a certain age, an age of accountability, that's really not cool. And these people I saw were ages of accountability. Okay, so I mean, I could see what they were saying, that they were kind of set up and they were taken advantage of. But then I'm asking myself, I mean, what role did you play in that? See, that's what the last time I talked about this, that's another thing I kept bringing up is accountability. Women, people have to take personal accountability for this. You play a role in this also, just like my situation I talked about last week. I played a role in that situation. I took personal accountability for that. So that's the first thing you got to do. Okay. So, yeah. Gambia is known for paying to play. And that's why these situations of using people for these visas, these immigrant visas, I'm going to call them an immigrant visa because when we're talking about the UK, we're talking about the West, period. Okay. So these immigrant visas, this is why. This is why, because we're over there in mass numbers. We're going over there now. African-American women are going over there. Now we've discovered, oh, You could go there and pay to play. Because some of us pay to play, y'all, and that's for real. Some of us truly pay to play. And that's just keeping it 100. And that's what we got to do. We got to recognize that there are some African American women who will pay men to have sex with them, who will pay men to date them, who will pay men to accompany them to wherever they want to go. And unfortunately, what happens is that we, African American women, our reputation will begin to suffer because they'll think we're all like that. And that's the danger in this. That's the danger when you participate in paying to play. Now, I'm not talking about your husband. You go with someplace with your husband and, but if you're in the Gambia, I don't even know why you would be paying for anything anyway. I don't even know why you would have money in your pocket. So I'm not sure about that. I could see you having some change, but you out, walking around with, Delasi's where you're paying for things, that shouldn't even be. That tells me right there that you don't even understand the culture. You don't understand where you are, and you're setting yourself up to be taken advantage of. And that's the big thing that I'm noticing is this culture clash. And this culture clash is setting us up to be taken advantage of. All right. So this lady, I'm going to tell y'all a story about this lady. And this story, I swear to you, this was the story that I was reading over and over and over and over again in these emails. It was the same story. That's when I knew, oh, this has to be a trend. This has to be an issue. This has to be something that's going on. And these ladies who were emailing me were warning me. They were saying, Kiki, this is going to start, if it hasn't already, it's going to happen to African American women. Because they're coming over here and they're dating these Gambian men and they're marrying these Gambian men, but for some reason, they don't believe that they can be taken advantage of. They don't believe that they can be victims of this immigrant visa scam. They don't believe that. So that's when I was like, okay, so we need to back up and we need to talk about this and see if this really is an issue. And that leads us to this story. So this was a lady and she went to the Gambia, okay? She went to the Gambia on vacation. This was her third marriage that had ended, her third divorce, okay? So she was feeling bad. She was just feeling really bad. She was 50 years old. She was feeling like we were talking about old and lonely. She was on that drug called old and lonely. Remember we talked about the old lonely drug? So you're on the old lonely drug. So she's on that drug, okay? So she goes to the Gambia. She meets this musician in the Gambia. She falls in love with him. She has a great time in the Gambia. He makes her feel special. He makes her feel like, she's never felt before, especially after coming off of these 3 bad relationships. She was just feeling wonderful. This man was making her feel alive, making her feel just everything. So they decided they wanted to continue to see each other. So for 12 months, they kept in contact with each other until her vacation came around again. When her vacation came around again, she decided she was going to go back to the Gambia to visit. Okay. So there was an age difference. The age difference was she was 29 and he was 43. All right. But still, that didn't matter to her. She said that at that time, it didn't matter to her because she was more into how she was feeling. She was more in tune to what was going on with her and how this man was making her feel. So the age difference didn't matter to her. It didn't matter to him. So it didn't matter to anybody around them. So they was just rolling with it. All right. So again, she said he made her feel unique after these failed marriages. So she came back to the UK after the first time. Now we're up to 2018. They get married. Okay. They get married. She goes to the UK. She files for his papers. No, this is what she said happened. I'm sorry, ma'am. She said after the marriage in the Gambia, she said they spent the entire honeymoon filling out the visa application for him to immigrate to the UK. So she said that was her first sign that something was wrong, because this is supposed to be their honeymoon, but they're filling out visa applications, but she just rolled with it. You see what I mean? Accountability number two. So first you're on loneliness and drugs, because you're on loneliness and I'm getting old drugs. Then you on the up end accountability. You know in your head, oh, we filling out visa applications already? We just got married. We're supposed to be on our honeymoon. And we're filling out visa applications? That's what I'm saying. There's signs along the road. Just like there were signs for me along the road, there's always signs. God will, whatever God you believe in, will always give you a sign. Your grandmothers, your grand ancestors, whoever you believe in, they will always give you a sign. Always. All right. So there was another sign. He got her over there filling, and visa applications, they are no joke to fill out. They are no joke. So he's over there filling out these visa applications, right? She's over there filling them out, and they're supposed to be on their honeymoon. He said that was another sign to her that something was wrong, that this marriage was not real. All right. So the visa application was approved. He comes to the UK. Once he gets to the UK, she says things start to change. All right. And this is when I'm like, this sounds like my story. Okay. So she says, he starts going out with friends. See, that's one thing you're going to notice. They're going to start going out with these friends, these brand new friends. So the guy had brand new friends, and he started going out with these friends. Okay. He wasn't coming home to 3 or 4 in the morning. When she would ask him, where was he going? What was he doing? He wouldn't tell her. And then she finally said, I had a right to know because I'm your wife, but he still wouldn't answer. Okay. So she said after 2 months before the immigrant visa was approved, the application was approved, the whole marriage had fallen apart. The whole marriage had fallen apart. And she found out that he was already married. But this dude I was with wasn't already married, at least not to my knowledge. But this person she was with was already married. Okay. This person was in the UK. Yeah. This lady he was already married to was in the UK. She had tried and tried and tried to get him a visa, but it was denied. And see, this is when the story kind of don't sound right to me, because usually, at least on our system, when you have a visa that's denied, your name goes into that. Your name, your identity, whatever you have, they track that. It's a database you go into, and they mark the reason why your visa was denied. Okay, so when your name keeps coming up for different types of visas, we know this person is just trying to get a visa, and this person is going to use anybody they can. So that's another thing I was confused about when she said that the wife in the UK was trying to get him a visa and it was denied. Several times it was denied. So I'm wondering, well, if that visa was denied several times, how come he didn't come up as a red flag or on the radar of the immigration in the UK? I guess they call it immigration. How come he didn't come under their radar, on their radar? How come they didn't notice that? We sure would have picked that up. So I was questioning that. I was like, well, I know their system was kind of like ours, so why didn't they pick that up? So that was the first question I had. Then when she said he was already married, and she said he was legally married to somebody else, then I'm thinking, how could that be? Because think about that. I don't know if people ever gotten married in another country before, but I have, okay? I got married in Nigeria. You cannot just go and marry somebody else like that. You cannot. You have to have paperwork. You have to have documentation. You can't just go and be married to somebody else and then go marry someone else. That's a court way, okay? Even with a traditional Islamic way, you can't do that. That person, you have to know that this person is married to somebody else. You know all of that. So that's why I'm not sure, because she said it was a legal wedding. So I'm thinking if it's a legal wedding, then that means they went through all the steps with the court and the immigration. So how could he legally be still married to someone else and legally married to you at the same time? Then she said their wedding wasn't legal because he was married to this other lady. So I was confused because I'm not sure how that happened. But if somebody's on here from the UK and they can explain how that could possibly happen, please explain that for me. So he was married to somebody else in the UK who was trying to get him there, but she couldn't get him there. She didn't make enough money. Her income was not high enough for him to come. So she couldn't get him there. So what he decided he was going to do, he was going to hook up with one of the UK women who come there on vacation. While on vacation, he was going to hook up with her, marry her, get her to file for a visa for him to come to the Gambia. I'm sorry, for him to go to the UK. Once he was in the UK, he got his visa. This is another thing I don't understand, how he got his visa when they broke up 2 months before the visa was approved. I didn't understand how that happened either. Because, and I think it happened because women don't understand, or men, people who are involved in this immigration stuff, we don't really understand how it works. And it's so complicated, okay? And it's just convoluted. The language is just not normal. It's not how we normally talk. It's not how we normally think. So I don't think we understand how this immigration stuff works. So what I didn't understand is if the marriage fell apart 2 months before his application was approved, how come she didn't contact immigration, let them know the marriage had fallen apart, let them know she had filed for divorce, let them know all the things that she said in this story? I didn't understand that either. So if some of you people from the UK are watching, it's y'all watch. Thanks for watching, UK people. If y'all know why she did that or more about this story, please let me know, because that just didn't make sense to me either. So so once he got there and he got his visa, she said he came to her with some flowers, and he told her that they weren't going to be together anymore, that he was married to somebody else, and that was the end of their relationship. And he moves on and goes to be with somebody else, and this person is his wife that he has been with the whole entire time while he was trying to ride it out with her to get his visa to get to the Gambia. I mean, to leave the Gambia and get to the UK. She says she spent over 20,000 pounds, over 20,000 pounds taking care of this man and traveling to the Gambia to support this man and see this man over the time frame that she's been in this relationship with. So, anybody got any comments about that? Anybody got anything they want to say about that? He told her that this woman made more money than her. He just flat out told her. She made more money than her, than his wife. He only married her because of her money. He only married her because she could get him a green card. And he only married her because he saw her as an opportunity. And this is somebody from the Gambia. This is not Nigeria. This is not Nigeria. This is the Gambia, the conservative little bitty country, the Gambia. And like I said, if you search this on the internet, you're going to find story and story and story. Same type of story with different women, different men, but the same story. It was another one on there, a lady named Michelle. She was married to this man who told her he lied about everything, even his age. Even his age. So if people are writing me and saying this, If people are in our comment section and saying this, and if people are telling their stories to people, newspaper people in the Gambia, the articles to newspaper companies in the UK, then this sounds like this is something we need to pay attention to. This is something we really need to pay attention to. Because like the lady told me, she said it's like your people don't believe this can happen to them. They don't believe it. And it can happen to them. It doesn't care what color you are. These people don't care what color you are. They don't care what color you are. That all they care about is where you come from, what opportunity that you can bring to them. And who wants to be an opportunity? Who wants to be somebody's opportunity? That's the part I don't get. It's how do you look at somebody you're supposed to love as an opportunity, other than an opportunity for you to find true love? How do you do that? How do you turn love into a commodity, into a business, into a dollar? I'm confused. And you get what you pay for. It's true. Because see, he's right, Mr. Foreman, he's right. You get what you pay for. Okay? Because when the money runs out, they're gone. They're gone. And these are the romance scammers. Okay? So we've been getting it all mixed up. We've been thinking that the green card users and the romance scammers are the same thing, but they're not. They're not. The romance scammers, they're going to do what Mr. Foreman just said. You're going to get what you pay for. Okay? They're going to stay there and they're going to get all your money. They're not going to see you. They're never going to tell you to come back to the Gambia. They're never going to hook up with you. They're never going to do anything. They're going to make you all these empty promises. But they're going to keep getting money from you. They're going to keep getting money from you. Keep getting money from you and telling you exactly what you want to hear. Telling you exactly what you want to hear. But they're never going to marry you. They're never going to tell you, come back to the Gambia. Come stay with me. Come live with me. They're not going to do that. Come live here. They're not going to do that. Because all they want from you is your money. And they're going to feed you this romance lie. But the green card person, he going to stick around. He or she, because there's women do this too. So men, Mr. Foreman, you women, men who date women, I don't know if you do, Mr. Foreman, you might be married. I'm sorry. But to these people, these men who think, oh, I'm safe because I'm in Africa. Oh, no, you're not. Because they're using y'all too. The women playing the same game too. Why you thinking they're all wholesome? No. They're playing the same come up game too. Y'all are nothing but a come up also. So it's not just being done to us, to the women. It's being done to everybody from the West. Everybody from the West. And I'm not saying everybody's doing it, but according to what the research is showing, it's a lot of people doing it. It's a lot of people doing it. And like you said, you get what you pay for. Because once the money is gone, with the romance scammer, he gone. Notice when you quit giving him money, when you quit sending money, he don't have no time for you no more. Notice that. You notice he don't answer the phone. You text, he don't text back. Or he wake you wait. As soon as you start giving up that money again, he right there. He right there. That's the scammer. The user, he gonna play you for years till he get that green card because he got a goal. The goal is the green card. The goal is to get to the United States. The goal is citizenship in the United States. It's not to be with you, so don't get that twisted and think he want to be with you because he doesn't. He wants to come here. And I'm not saying all of them are like that, but according to the USCIS, did I say it right? USCIS, yes, I did. 80% of the marriages, green card, permanent marriages, permanent residency marriages, are fake, are fraud. They're using us. So maybe you're 20%. Maybe you're that 20% that's lucky and you can get one who ride or die, who's not using you, who really want to be with you. And God bless you. God bless your union if you do. But to those 80% of us who didn't and who they thought they was going to take for a ride, this show is for you guys. Because I'm going to show you how to recognize who they are and what they do and why they do it and how they do it. And then once you know all of that, guess what? You can make an informed decision, because that's what I'm all about. Informed decisions. Because right now we're not making informed decisions. We're thinking these people love us. We're thinking these people care about us. We're not thinking we a come up. We're not thinking that. We're not thinking that blue passport, I don't know what color the UK people passport is, but I'm not thinking. We're not thinking we're to come up. We're not thinking where's an opportunity. We're not thinking. But we are. And that's why I'm saying you got to be wise. You got to know where you're going. You got to know who you're dealing with. You got to know what you're dealing with. We're just going to Africa willy-nilly on this kumbaya fake stuff, when we know how we get along with each other here. Now that somebody's going to magically wave a magic wand and we're going to all be friends and we're going to all love each other. Come on, y'all. That's not real. That's not real. So the reality is we have issues that we have to face over there, just like we face over here. And we better realize that. We better realize that, because if not, you're going to go straight to the Gambia and you're going to get taken advantage of, and you're going to get your heart broke there, just like you got your heart broke here. And then where you going to run to? Then what you going to do? Go pack up, go to another country and do it all over again? Do it all over again? Meet another man, another woman, do it all over again. Still don't take no accountability. It's them, it's them, it's them. Like my grandma always told me, people can only do to you what you allow them to, what you allow them to do to you. So we as a repack community, I don't care whether you're from the UK, I don't care where you're from, I don't care if you're black, white, whatever color. When it comes to this stuff, we got to say enough is enough, y'all. We got to join together and say, hey, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Y'all ain't going to keep playing us for our money. Playing us for our money that we work hard for. If you in the West and you got money, even if you got a job, I mean, not stacks of money, but you got money, you got an income, you're working hard for that. You're working hard for that. Nobody in the West has it easy, especially not right now. Not right now. Not right now. So for somebody to be taking advantage of us, playing with our heart, telling us they love us, telling us they want to be with us, when all they really want is our money, oh no, it's time out for that, y'all. It's time out for that. It's time out. Because like I said, this is happening to all of us. To all of us. Anybody from the West, you can get it. You can get it. Anybody from the West, you can get it. And I'm serious about that. So we got to stop. We got to say, this is enough. This is enough. You're not going to use me. I may be lonely. I may be getting older, but I know God made me a promise. And that's what y'all got to realize. God, if you want somebody, ask the Most High to send you somebody and stand on that promise. And he'll do it. He'll do it. That great spirit in the sky will do it. I'm telling you. He'll do it. And it won't be no romance scam. It won't be a green card scam. It won't be any of that. And then you'll sit back and think and be like, wow, Kiki was right. Kiki was right. All I have to do is trust the Most High. Trust whoever you believe in. Because love is a gift that was promised to all of us, to all of us. And we don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay for something that was promised to you. That's your birthright. You don't have to pay for that. Oh, hell no, he wouldn't be right into the yeah. But some people don't care. So and that's the thing. And that's what and it's so bad that our government even did a whole article to warn us, to teach us the signs. A whole article on it. To teach us the signs, to tell us what they look for. Because they feel like, well, these women don't even know that they're being used, so we got to look out for them. That's why it's so hard for Nigerians to come here now, because of people like my ex, because that's what they do. They're green cards. I'm not saying all of them, but like the government say, 80% of them are green card scammers. Green card scammers. They are. 70% of them are overstays. This man was a CEO of an electronics company in Lagos, Nigeria. Why would you lower yourself to come to the United States, to get on the deportation list, to have your visa revoked because you want to play a stupid green card game? Well, I mean, my mind is blown. My mind is blown. I don't understand that type of thinking. I don't know how you giving up a successful life to come here to live on the edges of society because you wanted to play a green card game and you got caught. You played a stupid game and got a stupid pride. But see, the thing is, most women don't know how to give them that stupid pride. They don't know how to withdraw that green card visa application. See, that's the whole thing. We don't realize that we can withdraw that application at any time in the process. You got to understand that you, people in the West, we are going to our government and saying, government, UK government, Netherlands government, Brussels government, United States government, let this person come here, please, because I want a relationship with them. We are doing that. I'll help take care of this person because you got to financially take care of them. You got to financially take care of them. And you're financially responsible for them for 10 years in the United States. Did you know that? Did you know that? No. I bet you didn't know that. Because I didn't even know that until I started filling out the paperwork. You're responsible for this person for 10 years unless you withdraw that application. Unless you withdraw that application, unless you let them know, I want to withdraw that application, your visa will still be processed because they don't know. You hold all the cards when it comes to that immigrant visa. If it's a spousal visa, if it's a student, not a student visa, if it's a spousal visa, if it's a fiance visa, if it's a relationship visa, you hold the cards on that visa. Point blank, period. So if you smell a rat, if you even sense that this person is playing you, pull back. Pull back that visa application. They don't have to leave because he refused to leave. But I put him out my house. And I said, well, you deal with the American government because they're going to shut you down electronically because that's what they do here. They shut you down electronically until they catch you and deport you. They're going to make you suffer financially. You're not going to even be able to get a driver's license. You're not going to even be able to find a place to live. You're not going to even be able to get a job. You're going to have to work to get money under the table, as we call, which is illegal money, tax-free money. They'd rather risk that, living like that, to play this green card game. This green card game. Because a lot of them get through, y'all. A lot of them get through. I'm telling you, they know it. They teach each other the game. A lot of them get through because we don't know the game. But Kiki gonna show y'all tonight. Kiki gonna show y'all how to. Kiki gonna show y'all the game tonight, so y'all can say, checkmate. And Kiki showed me how to do. Yes, I am. So, like I said, when you have an inkling that he cheating, that he playing you, and you just change your, or even if you just say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be financially responsible for this person for 10 years. All you got to do is write a letter to the immigration office where this person filed their paperwork and tell them you changed your mind. You want to withdraw your application. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And that's it. If you want to tell them they cheated on you, if you want to tell them everything, then go ahead and do so. Because I did. I told him everything. Because I want to make sure he never ever get a visa to come back to the United States and do this to another woman. Oh no. Oh no. You'll never use another woman from the United. You'll never get another visa here. So you can do that. You can do that also. You can tell everything that happened because I did. I told every single thing, just like I told you guys, I told that to immigration. And I withdrew my case. Yes, I did. So that's the end of it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But once it's approved, once it is approved, you can't do anything. That's why I said you got to do this quick, and you got to do it when you realize. Don't give no second, third, fourth chances. No. Because if he love you and he ain't about that green card, he gonna go back to where he come from and say, let's work it out. Let's work it out. Right? Don't you agree? He ain't gonna overstay. He's not gonna keep going on. He ain't gonna keep doing all that. He's gonna say, okay, maybe the pressure of being here is too much. In the West is too much. Let me go back home and let's work on our relationship. If it's truly about your relationship. But if it's about a green card, no. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. These women better start playing and leave these men alone. Hey, I play with toys. Where you been? Girl, we've been missing you. We was talking about you. You see, the happy companion put clothes on those X-rated mannequins. He took our advice. I play with toys. I'd say mission accomplished. I know the mannequins are so happy their boobies are covered up. Yeah, Nima, that's bad. And this is a serious problem. This immigrant visa scams with women of the West. Well, it's women in the Gambia, but if you go to other countries, like Nigeria, it's probably men and women. Because one thing that I do is I help people with their immigration paperwork. Okay, and I noticed there's a lot of men now writing me about helping their wives immigrate here from Nigeria. Okay, and that's usually unusual. It used to be women, but now there's men. So that's why I'm saying, men, you need to be careful also. You need to be careful also. Because they will get you, and you know what they'll do to you. Let me tell y'all, the game ain't playing. This is something y'all got to be careful of. Honey, they will play the domestic violence game once they get here because they done told them about our domestic violence laws, okay? You know, all you got to say is that you scared of this person and he threatened you. That's all you got to say, okay? They know about that. So they'll come here, get with you, decide, I don't want to be with you in the first place. I just want to get to the United States, okay? They're going to have a baby with you. They're going to have that baby as quick as possible because that baby, they know about child support. They know about spousal support, okay? So that's income. Ching, ching, right there. Our government going to make them pay. Then they say, oh, I'm a victim. I'm a victim of domestic violence. Guess what? You can't do nothing to stop that visa. You can't do nothing. Because if they say that, you know they're going to get that visa. If they can prove, and how they're going to prove it, they got to have bruises. But guess what? People self-inflict their own bruises. This is how deep this game is. I've seen videos of women on the phone saying their husband was beating them, and they're standing there. Their husband is clear on the other side of the room saying, what are you talking about? And they're on the phone with 911 saying this man is beating them because somebody taught them about this domestic violence laws in the United States, so they abuse our laws. They abuse our laws to stay here. Yes. Yes. This is another game they will play. They will play this with the men. So men, you better be careful. Even the men are playing it with the women. Even the men. Even the men are now playing this domestic violence law. So women, when you get mad, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Because if you put your hands on him and he keep pictures of that, and he has pictures, marks, bruises, he called the police. He has a record of him domestic violence against you, claiming you've committed domestic violence against him. Guess what? He gonna stay. He gonna stay. So all this putting your hands on people, no, don't do any of that. Don't do it. Don't even make them threats. Don't even make threats. Don't even do that, because they'll lie and say, oh, I fear for my life. These are all ways they've taught each other to stay and beat our system. Okay. But what if I didn't know any of this stuff? I know about all this stuff, but the average person doesn't. The average woman, she's going to find out all this. She'll lose her mind. She's going to lose it. And once she loses it, guess what? She's really going to lose it. She's really going to lose it, because then he's going to have her, especially if he videotapes you. Especially if he does that. And that's how these African women got caught lying, because that man knew they was lying, and he started videotaping them, standing there. So when the police got there, the police looked at both videotapes, both phones, and saw she was lying, and she went to jail. But what if they didn't have that? What if that man wasn't smart enough to do that? He would have went to jail for domestic violence. She would have got her little spousal support, her child support, or whatever support she wanted, got her papers, and went on. Destroyed this whole man's life, career, and everything. Because domestic violence is a criminal charge. When people do background checks on you for jobs, that comes up. When people do background checks on you for housing, that comes up. That's a serious charge in the United States. But these women don't care, because it's all about money. It's all about money. They don't care about destroying your lives. It's all about money. And again, I'm not talking about every immigrant woman and every immigrant man. Yeah, they do. Carrie, how do you say your name? Carrie Bartlett. Women do it too. That's what I'm talking about. The women do it too. Yeah. So these men thinking, oh, I got this pure woman, this woman who's this woman submits to me, this woman knows her place. As happy companions say, I don't have no neck snapping and no drama. But how do you know she's not using you for a green card, dude? Think about it. You 50 years old. You over 50. From what I heard, I'm not even saying the age I heard she was. But you need to question your whole existence. If you're with somebody that age for real, you need to question your whole existence. How could that be a for real relationship? That's what y'all need to ask. You need to ask yourself that. How could this be a for real relationship? If that was in the United States, would this be a for real relationship? No. You'd be paying to play. You'd be paying to play. No. But you paid to play, and then you had to really pay. So that's what happened. But yeah. This is what goes on. This is what goes on. You got to look at yourself and say, do we even look like a couple? Do we even look like we belong together? You know whether you look like a couple. You know whether you look like you belong together. But like Brandon says, Brandon from Pan African Strikes Back, He says, women will be on that streetcar called denial, and we will. And the men are riding it now too. You riding on the streetcar called denial. You denying everything, and it's all in your face. That he using you, he playing you, and once he get what he get, he gone. He gone. And then you want to say, oh, you want to go and say, oh, I'm the victim. But are we really the victim? Are we really the victim, y'all? Are we really the victim? Or was we just taking a ride on the streetcar named Denial and enjoying the ride? We was enjoying the ride until they said, uh-oh, time to get off. Time to get off. Streetcar ride is over. Time to get off. It stops here. We didn't want to get off because we was having fun. We was having a good time. But it was time to get off. And now we're the victim. We're the victim. Come on, y'all. I think we're a little smarter than that. I think for us to rise above being this always taking advantage for our money, I think the first thing we got to do is look at the role we played in all of this. Hey, Dima, how you doing tonight? I think we got to do that. We got to do that. We got to say, okay, what did I do to cause this? What role did I play in all of this? Because I know I played some kind of role. Because nothing just happens to you. Nothing just happens to us. They do tell you to come back so they can continue to take from you before you give it to someone else. Yes. They tell you to come. What you mean, Miss Miriam? They do tell you to come back. They do tell you to come back. So they'll tell you to come back. The green card scammers will tell you to come back. Yeah, the green card scammers will, but the romance scammers won't. Because the green card scammers, they're going to ride it out to the end. So that's one thing we got to realize is who we dealing with. Who are you dealing with? Is this person asking you for large sums of money, and then when you don't give them the money, they get mad? They won't come around. They don't want to see you unless you give them the money. They don't want to commit to you. That's a romance scammer. That means he romancing you, but he's scamming you because he ain't trying to be with you for real. The green card scammer, they're going to be with you for real. They're going to marry you. They're going to do all that because they want a green card. Remember, their ultimate goal is to get here. I want to get here, and I want to get that green card. I want to get that green card. So for me to do that, I got to get here. So I got to ride this out. I got to do whatever I need to do to make her feel special, to make him feel special, to make him feel loved, to make him feel unique. Make him feel unique. Like the lady said from the UK, make him feel unique. Make her feel unique. Whatever I got to do. And that's what's going on. That's what they do. So yeah, they will. So they can continue to take from you because that's what the goal is, to get what you got. To get the romance scammer, he or she want everything you got. They want you broke. And once you're broke and you can't do anything from them, you won't hear from them anymore. You won't hear anything from them anymore. Like I said, if you're not giving them any money, they're not going to talk to you. The green card person, the green card user, he or she is not going to do that. They're going to wait till you get a little more money. They're going to deal with a little bit of money, just as long as they know the ultimate goal is that green card. That you make enough money to get me the green card to the United States. You make enough money to fill out that financial affidavit. You make enough money to pay them visa fees. Then we cool, and I'm good. Yeah, so they'll ride with you to the end. Wouldn't be with someone broke or need to come. But see, some of them, they don't. That's the thing about it. See, that's the thing we got to understand. They don't present themselves as broke. Some of them might, but they don't present themselves as broke. None of them. The romance scammer, he doesn't present himself as broke. The green card user, they don't present themselves as broke. None of them do. None of them do. And a lot of them are employed. A lot of the green card users will be employed. They will have jobs. So they don't present themselves as broke. The romance scammer will just have money problems. Like my money got tied up in the bank, or, somebody died and I got this big expense, or my car broke down, or, my house got broken into. They always got something going on where they need something. That's the romance scammer. They always need something. So they don't present these men and women. I don't know about the women. The women might, because they like to present themselves as needy. So they probably do present themselves as broke. But the men, no. They don't, by and large, they do not present themselves as broke. Or they don't let you know you're a come up or an opportunity. Some of them will tell you, through arguments, you will hear that word like opportunity, or this is an opportunity. When you hear people saying that, you got to think, I'm a person. I'm not an opportunity. What are you talking about? I'm not a job. I'm a person. So when you start hearing that, that's a sign to you. That should be a sign to you. This is not a relationship. This is somebody trying to come up. This is somebody trying to come up off of me. Yeah, honey, they don't present themselves as broke. Hey, Tania, how you doing? Yeah, they don't present themselves as broke. They do not do that. That is one thing they do not do. Present themselves as that. They present themselves as everything other than broke. Like I said, they'll say, oh, I have some kind of emergency. The romance scammer, they always got something going on. You just don't give them no money. And see, that's the thing, But see, the women here will think, women in the West, they'll think, okay, I'm just helping this person out. And if you love somebody and they having a problem, and it's nothing. I can get more money. I got a steady income. I know I'm going to get some more money, so it's nothing. So we're not looking at it like it's a big deal. It's not a big deal like that, especially for somebody that we love. It's hard to be in love with a man, and then you see this man having some kind of problem, some kind of financial problem, and you have the money and you can help fix it, and you don't fix it. You don't even try to fix it. So I'm sure that's how they're looking at it. I'm in love with this person. I'm going to marry this person. Me and this person are going to be together. Because the romance scammer, he telling her the same thing. He making her think they're going to be together. She making him think we're going to be together forever. And she got a little young boy on the side that she's sending all the money to. And he got a little young girl on the side he's sending all the money to. You become their job. And their job is to get the money from you, to give to them. That's pretty much it. The green card, again, that's different. I want the green card. I want to immigrate to the United States. Once I've immigrated to the United States, once I've gotten my paper, then I'm done with you. Then I'm gone. Because once they get here, they're going to turn if they're truly on the green card scam, you're going to know. Once they get here, you're going to know instantly, because that person's going to turn into somebody that you don't know and that you don't want to know. Because they're not here for that. They don't need to pretend anymore. Mission accomplished. I got my green card. So they thought, because we have a conditional. That's why they do the conditional immigrant visa here. That's exactly why they do that. Because they know these people will play this game. These green card users will play this game to the end. They will play this game for 10, 20, however long, however many years they need to play this game, they will play it. Immigration knows that. That's why once you get here, they make you start all over again. They give you a whole nother 2 years. So they give you 2 years because they know once the green card person get here, and that's another thing they don't understand. They don't understand that for that removal, that condition to be removed, that you have to go to that interview with them. You have to go and you have to request that that condition be removed. And if you don't do it, it won't be removed. You got to understand your power, people. You got to understand that. Instead of moping and crying over spilled milk, spill it. It's spilled. Wipe it up and move on. Move on. Like I tell people, there's plenty of men in Africa. There's plenty of women in Africa. Go back and get you another one. But learn from your mistakes. Learn the signs. Hold yourself accountable. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, what the heck? Why would I give somebody $20,000? I'm sorry, 20,000 pounds. Why would I do that? 20,000 pounds. Why would I do that? Why would I give somebody 20,000 pounds? Because I love him? Well, if I love and he loves me, he's not going to ask me for 20,000 pounds. He's not going to ask me for that because he knows I'm struggling in the UK. I'm here by myself. Nobody's helping me. So why would he ask me for 20,000 pounds unless he's using me? And he doesn't care about me. These are the real conversations we got to have with ourselves. These are the real conversations we got to look in the mirror and say to ourselves, self, you need to be real about what's going on here. You need to be real about that. And that's what's going on. We're not real about it. We're not real about it. But we're real about saying we've been taken advantage of. We're real about all of that. We're real about that 100%. But we're not real about the other stuff. We're not real about the role we played in all of this. And that's the craziness in it. That is the crazy. Because if the thing about it, y'all, is if you don't take accountability for your actions, if you don't recognize the role you played, guess what? You're going to do that same thing in your next relationship. You're going to do that very same thing. Even though it's a different person with a different face, guess what? Even if he comes from a different country, you're going to do that very same thing because guess what? You didn't learn. You didn't learn. You didn't have that real conversation. As we say, you didn't have that hard conversation with yourself to find out what really was going on. I stopped using, hey, Alexis, how you been? I stopped using online dating apps because I came across a handful, and they're on there so bad. A handful of continental Africans who was into the romance scams. Within a week, I was love bombed, plus money and marriage was brought up a lot. Now, okay, so look, let me explain to y'all. Love bombing. This is a tactic that they use. We just think they're being nice. No, they're love bombing you, which means think about a bomb that explodes. But this bomb is exploding with love. It's exploding with compliments. It's exploding with attention. It's exploding with everything you haven't had, okay? Or you haven't had in years. Or you haven't had in so long that you forgot about it, okay? Because you've been into doing your job. You've been into doing you. You've been into this bad relationship. And this man wasn't telling you nothing but how bad you were. And then you meet somebody who just be throwing these bombs at you. These love bombs constantly. Somebody doing that to you? No. That's a sign. That's number one sign. This is a scammer. This is a romance scammer. He's going to start asking you for money. Once he throw them love bombs and he gets you in, he's going to tell it, I got her hooked. Because he's going to say something small first. Something, oh, my checking account got messed up, or, I couldn't get the money, or, I haven't got paid. My boss didn't give me the money. Can you just loan me some money so I can get something to eat? It'll start like that. And it won't be give me the money. Some of them might say give me. But most of them will say loan me. Because they don't want you to think they're using you for money. They don't want you to think they don't have money. Okay? So they're going to love bomb you. They're going to start the money stuff. Then after they start the money stuff, then they're going to want to marry you. Okay? With all these proposals of marriage. And if you've never had a proposal of marriage, You're going to be flattered by this. You're going to believe this. And this is how these women fall for it. If you're somebody who's vulnerable, you're going to fall for this because this person gives you their undivided attention. And people, you got to understand, internet relationships are totally different from relationships in real life that you see every day. People you see every day. An online relationship, to me, that's more intimate. That's more in touch with your soul because you're communicating with this person with your spirit, with your words, with your inner being. Just think. Think how you're communicating. You're reaching from here to the computer. You're reaching from your soul, from your heart to the internet. You're connecting with this person over and over and over and over spiritually, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize what you're doing. That's why these relationships become so hard to get rid of, so hard to get away from, so addictive. Because that's what it is. You want that feeling that you feel when you're connected with somebody spiritually. But what you're doing, you're spiritually connecting with the devil, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. Here you meet somebody, oh, you don't like the person, you can tell straight up. You're not going to take the time to do that spiritual connecting. You're not. Because you're going to know instantly, But online is different. It's different. The relationships are totally different. So you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful. And they are on online dating apps. So if y'all on online African dating apps, I don't ever go on them. I never, even never. Even when I'm single, I never, never go on online dating apps because it's too many people on there just out to scam you. And they feel like the women on there are desperate. They feel like the women on there and the men on there are desperate because men are on there also. So that's what we got to realize. This is happening to men too. No, it's not happening to all. No, it's not happening to all of them. According to the U.S. government, it's only happening to 80% of us. It's happening to 80% of us, and 20% of us have real relationships. But according to them, 80% of these relationships are fake. They are fake, and they're done for fraudulent purposes to earn a visa to the United States. So no, it's not everybody. It's only 80% of us. Kiki, what advice would you give these American sisters out there in the Gambia so they don't get caught up? Oh, wow. So you don't get caught up. So that's what we're about to get to. You got to recognize the sign. Let me tell y'all. Because it's easy to get caught up. It's easy to get caught up. Because like I told you. It's easy to get up because you're on the drug. Loneliness, and I'm getting older. Loneliness, and y'all know there's not really men in the United States. It's a big limit. It's a big shortage on men. Quality men in the United States. So who are you going to date? So what do? Some women, they go to Africa. They say, okay, Black men are in Africa. I'll go to Africa. I'm going to date me an African. But the first thing, you don't know the first thing about Africa. You don't know the first thing about their culture. You don't know the first thing about what they believe. You don't know the first thing about the country that you're going to. The first thing I would do is educate myself. My advice to you, to people, is educate yourself. Educate yourself about who you're dealing with. Educate yourself about where you're going. And educate yourself about the culture you're involved in. Educate yourself. Talk to people from there. Like I said, that Senegambia region, I haven't been down there. That strip that they talk about, I haven't been down there. I didn't experience any of that. None of that. That Riverside area, no. The farthest I went into there was the village. But that whole little thing where they're talking about that nightlife and any of that, no. I've never been down there. I've never been approached by a bumpster. I've never been on the beach and men have come up to me, and I've never went through that. Never. That's why I said my experience in the Gambia was totally different. It was totally different because I met someone. I like to meet people before I go there. I like to have connections before I go there. Because when you connect with locals, you'll have a completely different experience than when you go there as a tourist. I didn't go there as a tourist, and that was the big difference. But what would I tell people? Let me get back to this green card stuff. Because I'm going to break that down to you what to look for, okay? So we're about to do that. We're about to do that. So what I would tell people is these are the things you got to look for to know if this dude is using you for a green card. You got to sit there and you got to say to yourself, if your relationship is about these things, this person, this user, it's going to be, you're going to notice they're going to drain you for these things. They're going to drain you for money. They're going to drain you for sex. They're going to drain you for time. They're going to drain you for energy. And they're going to drain you for emotional support. Okay? Now, if you notice you're in a relationship with somebody and you just being drained constantly feel like I'm being exploited, I'm being used, like you're the main one doing all of this. You're the main one giving. That's the number one red flag. It's a one-sided relationship. I'm doing everything to make this relationship work. I'm giving all the money. I'm paying everything. I'm trying to have sex as much as I can so we could have peace in this relationship, but you're not interested. I'm giving you all my time. I'm giving you all my energy. I'm giving you all the emotional support I can give you, but you don't give me any. You don't give me anything. You give me nothing but excuses. That's the first sign that you in a green card. You dealing with somebody who's using you for a green card. Okay. You putting in everything. The emotion. When I say emotional support, what I mean is that you're always trying to make it work. You the one always saying, okay, well, let's try this. You know, when y'all get into it, okay, well, let's try that. You're the one always doing that. If you're the one always doing that, that's a one-sided relationship. That's a one-sided relationship. Okay, so I got some more, but let me see if anybody else got more. Okay, let me finish this. Oh, let me finish this so I can go back to the question. Yeah, because that's going to change the topic. Okay, so another thing, how you know you're in somebody who's using you for a green card. Okay, they're not going to want you to be around. They don't want you to have friends. Okay, they don't want you to go out with your friends. Say you used to go out with your friends or you used to travel with your friends. Say you meet this person in the Gambia, okay, and you went with your girlfriend. Now all of a sudden, he was cool with your girlfriends in the Gambia when they was there, but when y'all come back, now, oh, he don't want you kicking it with your girlfriend. He don't want you talking to them. They're a bad influence on you. He doesn't like them. That's another sign because he wants to isolate you from your friends and your family. Okay? So that's another sign that you're dealing with somebody who's using you for a green card. Okay? And this is a big, for Africans, let me tell y'all, ladies and men, this is a big flag, a big red flag. If they do not introduce you to their family, they're using you. Nobody knows about you. If you don't meet family and friends, then they're using you and nobody knows about you. And that relationship is not real. Because the first thing an African man is going to do, if he's serious about you, he's going to take you to meet his whole family. He's going to make sure you meet all his friends. He's going to take the same thing Paul told us. He's going to take you to his environment. He's going to show you the streets he's from. He's going to show you the people he kick it with. He's going to show you what he does when you're not around. He's going to introduce you to his life. If y'all just spending y'all time in Senegambia, if y'all just spending y'all time going to all these tourist attractions and doing things with just y'all, and y'all don't never see people You don't never meet friends. You don't never meet family. You don't know nobody but him. He's using you. He's using you for a green card. That's a big sign. He never introduces you to anybody. If you notice, he never introduces you to anybody. That's a sign. That's a big, big sign. He don't take you anywhere. When y'all in the Gambia, he don't take you like where, like when you're not around, he has a whole life. He or she has a whole life. They have a whole life when you're not there. What do they do? What do they do in that whole life when you're not there? If they're serious about you, they're going to introduce you to that life. You're going to become a part of that life because they want you to be a part of that life. Because when you're not there, they would in their everyday life, they still want to feel your energy. The places that they go to, they want you to be, your energy to be there. So they're going to take you there. So when they go there, when you're not there, they're going to still think about, oh, we were here together. We did this together. Their friends all know you. All the family knows you. You are a part of the community. If that's not the situation, they're using you. They're using you. And then they only contact you when they need something. If this person only contacts you when they need something or when something is wrong, they're using you for sure. They're using you for sure. And they're never there to help you when you need it, like we said before. You need something, they can't never help you. You got a situation, they can't never help you. You want them to go check out something, check out this land in the Gambia for you. They want you to check out this apartment. You want them to go check out an apartment for you. You want them to go check out a house for you. They never got time to do any of that. They never got time to do anything to help you. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's a sign. They're just using you. Your friends and your family don't like this person. Your friends and your family do. If your friends and family do not like this person, that's a big sign. Y'all need to wake up and see that. And everything is about them. They make everything about them. Whenever they go someplace, it's about them. It's what they want to do. Whenever you guys are together, it's about them. It's about the conversations they want to have. It's the places they want to go. It's always about them. These are signs. This person only wants you for a green card. That's it. And that's all. These are signs. A romance scammer, you're going to be paying for everything. You see the difference? This green card scammer, he's going to spend some time with you, even if you don't have no money. He sit in the house with you. Green card user. He going to sit in the house with you because he know eventually you're going to get some money. You're going to file them papers. You're going to come to the U.S. He or she going to come to the U.S. But the romance scammer, you don't have no money. I'm not spending no time with you. Get your money up and then give me a call. You see the difference? It's a big difference. All right. And they never take accountability. When you get into it, these people will never take accountability. They will never say, that was my fault or I did this. They're going to blame everything on you because they know you're vulnerable and they know you want this relationship no matter what. So they know you're going to take the blame for that. And you know what? They try to make you feel bad about yourself. They try to make you feel like you can't get anybody else. Nobody else is going to want you. And that's going to further intertwine you into this relationship with you. That's going to further feed that drug, loneliness, and I'm getting older. It's going to further feed that. Because, oh, he said it, so it must be true. She said it, or it must be true, so it's got to be true. Oh, my God. I better not leave. I won't get nobody else. Oh, I better stay. Oh, if I don't stay, I'm going to be lonely. Oh, no, I'll just deal with it. I'll just deal with it. If I work harder, if I pray harder, if I do everything he say, if I give her everything she wants, everything will be fine. No, it won't. It will not. because these people are using you for a green card. And they target people called people pleasers. Okay? People pleasers are the people that these people target. And people pleasers are people who truly care about people's feelings. Like, I truly care about people. That's why I teach, because I truly care. I truly care about people. So I want them to be educated. So I do that. So they look for people like that who genuinely give of themselves to other people. So they look for those people because in their mind, these people can be easily manipulated. Okay. So that would be my advice. You got to do all that. And I know that's a lot, but you got to pay attention to all that. You got to pay attention to all that, because if you see all that happening, and it will happen at different phases. You know, in the beginning, you'll see little stuff. Because now that I think back, the Nigerian dude didn't take me nowhere. I met his family, and I would be in the neighborhood maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most. Then I was up out of there. I was up out of there. Up out of there. I went to that family twice. No, y'all take that back. One time I met them. One time I went to their house. One time. Yep, one time I met them, and then we went for dinner, and y'all, I swear I never ate food so fast in my entire life. He was rushing us up out of there. He was rushing me up out of there. Rushing me up out of there. So then I thought, did he even take me out? But when we would go out, we would go to like the tourist places. Like, I never met any of his friends. I never met people he grew up with. I would always ask him about that, but he never talked about that. Because I wasn't going to be around for real. I wasn't going to be a part of his life. I didn't need to know all that. I didn't need to interact with his friends. I was just being used for a green card. So that's why I've been to Nigeria 7 times, 6, 7 times, and I never met any of his friends. One friend, I take that back. One friend I met, and that was the day we got married. I met one friend. Can you believe it? The day we got married, I met one friend. And I hadn't seen him again since then. Yeah. And I've known this man a long time. One friend. But I didn't matter. That's how you know, because you don't matter. You don't matter. I'm not going to take you to meet my friends because you don't matter. I'm not going to take you to the streets I grew up because you don't matter. You don't matter. And I noticed that. I look back on that after I start reading all this and researching all this. I was like, wow, they're right. I didn't meet any of his friends. No. He didn't take me anywhere for real. Like locally, like I like to do, he didn't take me in any. We would go to the local the bar that was near where we lived. Where we lived, it was like they call them estates in Lagos. They were estates. And in these estates, the estates would have like community bars, sports bars. And this was a really nice sports bar. And everybody would go there in a community. They would just walk there every night. So we would walk there every night and we would just go to the sports bar. But he wasn't from that community. He didn't know these people. These people didn't know him. Why did he take me to the sports bar in his community? Why did he take me to the places he went to? Because I didn't matter. And nobody needed to know about me. Because I was only going to be there for a while and then I was leaving. So I didn't matter. So these were all signs that I didn't even think about until after I was researching all this. And then I was like, it just started falling in place. I was like, oh yeah, all this happened to me. Oh yeah. So then when you start seeing this happening to you and happening to more than one person, that's how you know this is an issue, people. This is what they do. And they don't care what color you are. So all this, she's white, it happened to her because she's white. No, They don't care. They don't care. They don't care what color you are. Long as you're from the West, you are fair game. You can get it. You can get it, like the kids say. Growing up in an African household, I saw red flags immediately. I blocked them. The scammers think, yes, this is really important, you guys. They think we're naive and know about the lonely drug. And yeah, yes, that's what they know about that. They know they be on that drug called loneliness. They know we be on the drug called loneliness and getting older. And they know that we are naive when it comes to the scamming stuff. Because in our country, we don't do that. Who got time for that? Who got time to play a whole romance game? So this whole romance scam stuff, that's new to the West. We don't do that. We know about prostitution. We know about playing, we know about, gold diggers. But we're not used to this. I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna play you for a green card. I'm gonna act like I love you. I'm gonna act like I want to be with you for 10, 12 years just to get to the United States. Once I get to the United States, I'm gonna just turn into somebody you don't even know. And our relationship is going to be over. That meant we never had a relationship, people. Don't you see that? That means you never had a relationship. That means it was all a scam. It was all a scam to get something. And if they came here with you as a husband or a wife, it was for a green card. If they used you for all your money, till all your money was gone, then it was a scam. It was a scam. And this is just what these people, it was so bad, you guys. These people were calling this a job. They were saying that sexing these older European women and getting their money was a job, that was their job, and that's how they supported their family. But it's not prostitution. Now, prostitutes, you're not falling in love with this person, okay? These people are dating these people over and over and over. Like this one dude, she paid him, I think it was like $1,000. No, I can't even remember. I'm not going to quote it because I don't know. But it wasn't that much money in dollars or euros, okay? Really not in euros because euros are worth more than dollars. So it really wasn't that much. But he was supposed to be her boy toy for the whole month, okay? For the whole month. Now think about that. For the whole month, you're paying somebody to date you, to be with you, to play with you, to go outside with you, go to the store, to be my friend. My friend with benefit. I'm paying you to be my friend with benefit. Look how you're presenting yourself. You're presenting yourself as lonely on the drug called loneliness, and I'm getting older, and I'm naive. You're presenting yourself like that. And when you present yourself like that, they can pick that energy up and they're going to swoop in and they're going to use you up every time. You're going to be a victim, like Tupac said. You're going to be a victim every time, y'all. Every time you're going to be a victim. I knew you were responsible. Also, I knew you would. Yep, you can. You can wish good. Oh, good. Guess what, Queen Sugar? Do you know that's how I found out? Do you know I did not know that until I was watching Coty? You know Coty? Coty. And what was her name? Was it Vanessa? I forgot his wife's name, from Brazil. But when Coty said how to do it, I said, thank you, Coty. I'm going to do that. And that's what I did. And I said, okay. And then I looked it up. Do you know how hard it is to find information about how to withdraw your visa application? If Coty from 90 Day Fiance would have never said that, who knows what would have happened? That dude might have got his papers off of me because I didn't know. I thought once you submitted it, that was it. But oh no, people. Oh no. Our government will gladly withdraw that application. All you got to do is let them know. You can just say, oh, government, I changed my mind. And guess what they'll say? Okay, we'll take that back. Don't worry about a thing. We'll gladly revoke those papers. We'll gladly put them on their deportation list. No problem, especially if they're from Nigeria, because we don't want them here. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, That's how I learned how. Then I started researching it. I looked it up, finally found videos. It was this lawyer. He did a 5-minute video on it. And that's how I found out how to do it. And I did it. I did it. And then don't show up for the interview. Once you would withdraw the application, and then don't show up for the interview. Because if you don't show up for that interview, if your condition is being lifted, they won't get that visa. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is not show up. If you don't want to withdraw the application, y'all. Because please, just withdraw it. Don't take no chances. But if you don't show up for that interview, they're not getting it either. Because you got to be at that interview. Some of them are real sick with the game. Yes, they are. You just have to be. Girl, she said it, y'all. They slick with the game. You just got to be slick. And that's what I had to be. I had to be slicker because he was slick with the game and he thought he had me. He thought he was here. He thought he was here. He thought I'm here. I don't need her no more. I don't even have to be nice to her anymore. He wasn't even nice to me anymore. He was downright nasty to me. I've never been around somebody who was so nasty to me. Just like they hated my existence. Because he didn't need me anymore. My existence wasn't needed anymore. He was done with me. He wanted me gone. He had what he thought he had what he wanted. He thought that conditional permanent residency card, he thought that was real. He thought that was real. And he thought I wasn't going to withdraw that application. Yep. But I told you I got slicker. You got to stay slicker than them. I'll be straight up saying I don't plan to marry in the U.S. or don't have plans to go back. The scammers, will disappear. The real ones will stay and be cultured. Yeah, they will. They will. Just tell them. But see, I told him this. And he was playing the whole thing. He was playing the whole time like he was going to go back to Nigeria. Because that's where we met in Nigeria. I was going to Nigeria. I met him there. So he knows how much I like Africa. He knows I wanted to repatriate. He knows my goal is to retire there, to stay there, to live my last days in Africa. That's my goal. And he knew that. He knew that. And he played that to the end. He played like that was his goal. He played like he wanted to do the same thing. He played all of that out. We even went looking for houses when we were in Lagos. The last time we were there, we went looking for homes to buy. And for what? He had no intentions of that. Because when he got here, guess what? I said, let's go back, planning my yearly trip to Nigeria. Guess what he tells me? Oh, we don't have money for that. I can't go to Lagos without him. I don't know my way around. That's not a place you can go and don't know people. I'm not going. He refused to go. He refused to go. Sure did. Because he had no interest in going back to Lagos. None. He was here. He was here, so he didn't care. So some of them, that'll work. But him, the real hardcore ones, no, that ain't going to work for them. They'll play it to the end. They'll play it to the end because he did. He played it to the end. Yep. You have to. She's absolutely right. You have to withdraw it before they remove the conditions of the 2-year green card. It may take it. Wait a minute. The 2-year green card. If they make it to the 10-year green card, you're out of luck. Yep. She's right. Because you got to remember, after this 2-year one, the next one is the 10-year one. So after they get this one lifted, they don't have to do it again for 10 years. But guess what I heard, Carrie? Guess what my friends from Mali have been telling me? That if you're not still married to that person who eventually got you those papers, that person, you don't get it. You don't get the 10-year one. You don't get the 10-year one. You have to be still married to that person who you originally got your visa from. Yeah, they changed that too. That's what I've heard. that they're not giving it to anybody unless you're still married to that person. So our immigration is on. Now, for our immigration to have to take this much defense mechanisms to support us, because we're not even supporting ourselves, because they know we're setting ourselves up for this. This is bad because they know. They know. Like I told you, 80%. They said 80% of these marriages are fake. 80%. Hey, Kiki and chat. This is some real good information. Some people don't cancel the application and just, I know, and just let them get away with it. I know they do. And I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Do you know your name? Do you know? You listen, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let them do that. I know you want to just be done with it. I know you like, I'm just done with this. I'm just tired of it. I know you've been through a lot. I know you probably feel stupid. I know everybody told you and you didn't listen. But don't let them get away with that. Don't let them get away with that. Your name is still, you are still financially responsible for this person for 10. Okay. You got to write immigration, and it's so easy. Just write them a letter with that receipt number on it and that LCM number. I think it's LCM. That number that starts with an L. You need both of those. You just write them a letter and tell them you want to withdraw your application. You can tell them why, or you don't have to tell them why. It is up to you. But do not let them use you like that. Do not let them use you like that. Do you know, I met this one lady. She was a nurse. A nurse, y'all, a nurse. She made nice money, had good jobs. She worked for the federal government. She would go to hospitals in foreign countries and work, our hospital, okay? She was in Japan. She met a Nigerian, married him, brought him back here to the United States. They came over. My friend, she was married to a Nigerian. And at this time, I wasn't even dating Nigerians. I didn't like Nigerians. I wasn't cool with Nigerians. So I was just over there. We was just all together. We was just, entertaining each other. She came over with her husband. The ladies, when Africans together, usually the women end up going in a separate room and they talk, and the men, they be in another location talking. So the women, we were all in our little location talking. And y'all not gonna believe what she said. She said, at least I know I have 2 years with him. I said to myself, what? At that time, I didn't know what she was talking about. I looked at my friend. We kind of looked at each other and we didn't know what she was talking about. So I was like, what's she talking about? 2 years with him. So after she left, we asked my friend's husband, what was she talking? Why would she say that? What she talking about? He said, what she means is after 2 years, the visa is lifted. And after the condition is lifted, and once the condition is lifted, they don't have to stay in the relationship anymore. So think about that. You know this man is using you for a green card. You know that. You know he's going to be gone in 2 years. You know that. You know that so much so that you're telling 2 women that you just met that you know at least you got 2 years with this man. And you still willing to let him get a visa off of you? Are you kidding me? But think about it. For her to even let those words come out of her mouth, think about how she must feel about herself. Think about how deep she is on that drug loneliness that I'm getting older. Think about that. Because if she truly loved herself and she truly felt good about herself, she would never say that. She would never even think that. But this is what these women are doing. And that's why we're continually being taken advantage of like this. Running into these situations because they're letting them get away with it. And why? Why would you do that? When all you got to do is write a letter. If you don't know how to do it, ask somebody to do it for you. They apply for a waiver to stay in the country if the application was withdrawn and they cry abuse. And that's what I said. Yeah. But see, they have to have a he can but see, let me explain this to you. He can apply for a waiver. You can apply for a waiver, but you have to have grounds for that visa. You see what I mean? You have no grounds to even be here at that point because the person, your sponsor, withdrew that application. And they will cry abuse. That's why I told you, don't put your hands on them. Don't make no threats to them because they know. They can say, oh, she abused me. He abused me. I had to get away from them. And guess what? You're going to end up paying them. And they're going to end up staying in this country. Because somebody on 90 Day Fiance did that. Sure did. Did the same thing. I think. Or they had some kind of abuse stuff. It was something like that. But anyway, tell me, Queen Sugar, what was it something like that? What happened with that situation? Wasn't somebody in a domestic violence situation? It was that one man. Y'all remember, they was in Brazil. He was in Brazil. I forgot his name. But they had like a domestic violence situation when they came here. And once you do that, it's all over. They're going to get their papers. They're going to get their papers and they know that. But it wasn't no domestic violence situation. He can't say that. And our divorce says adultery. Adultery. So the point goes back to what was the original visa? And that's what y'all got to understand. How did you come to this country? That's what they're going to look at. How did you come to this country? Did you come to this country as a student visa? Then maybe you can apply for a waiver. If you get in a bad marriage, maybe you can apply for a waiver because you didn't come here from that person. Okay? Your visa, your original visa was a student visa. So that student visa is still credible. It's still valid. It's still how you came here. Okay? You came here a valid way. But when you go to the spousal visa and the spouse withdraws the application, which means he or she withdraws the visa, there's no visa. There's no visa. That's what they don't get. They think they can do that, but there is no visa because they withdrew the visa. The visa didn't even get approved to get to the conditional period where it could be a valid visa. It hasn't even gotten there. It's still in the processing stage. That's why you got to do it while it's processing. Not when it's approved, it's too late. Because it's processing. You can change your mind. Yeah, and they will cry abuse. Grown men, grown women, I've seen it. Because they know our laws and they try to use them against us. Because it's all about that money. It's all about that money. That is very smart. The husband knew from the beginning he wouldn't marry. No. But they'll pretend because he did. He pretended real good. He pretended really, really well. He made me think, shoot, we was going to build a house in Nigeria. We was going to live in Lagos. No, actually, we were going to move to Abuja because Abuja was safe. Then this is an elaborate lie. He was telling me. We were going to move to Abuja because Abuja was safer for foreigners than Lagos because foreigners get kidnapped in Lagos. And he couldn't work. This was the lie he was telling me. He couldn't find peace at work knowing that I was at home by myself because somebody could come and kidnap me. So we were going to move to Abuja and live in Abuja. And we were even looking at houses in Abuja. Our next trip to Lagos, we were going to spend a couple of days in Lagos, say hi to his family, and then we were going to go to Abuja to check out houses in Abuja. These are the lies they will go through. Yeah, but to uphold them, they can't do that because once the green card comes, it's all over. I got what I want. It's like I got the gold. It's like the leprechaun getting the pot of gold. And once the leprechaun got the pot of gold, he loses his mind. He ain't chasing the rainbow no more. He gone. When are you vacationing? When you're vacationing. Hey Kiki, got some serious family. Oh, but I'm here. Oh, oh, okay. I'm sorry. You know what? But I kind of knew that. I kind of felt that because the people who watch YouTube, who are on YouTube people are different from other social media people. Like these people are usually mature people. These people are usually responsible people. And I'm like, for you not to show up like that or not to comment, because you weren't even on UN's channel. And I was being Tania, we're talking about that. We were talking about we hadn't seen you because we were laughing at the model. Because the mannequins had, oh girl, you got to see. You got to see THC's new videos, honey, with him modeling clothes. If y'all want a good laugh, please go check out them videos. We were talking about you, and I was like, I hope everything's okay. And the other night, I thought about you again. And I said, God, I hope everything's okay, because that's not like her. She's not even on UN's channel. So don't think we don't miss you. Don't think all of y'all out there. I notice when everybody's not here. Don't think because I don't say your name, I don't know. Like Alexis, you haven't been here for a couple of times. And I noticed that. And I just want everybody to be okay, because you get to know people. I feel like I know you guys, and I know you guys feel like you know me. So it's like when I don't see you. Well, I don't see your comments. It's like I wonder. Firstly, like a couple of Saturdays in a row, I start thinking, God, please let him be okay. He watches. I know, girl, I know. He sure does. That's why I said, mission accomplished. He heard us. Good. I'm glad you put some clothes on them naked mannequins. That was disgraceful. I wanted to send him. You're right. Remember we was talking about that. We were like, where's I Play with Toys? She got to see it. It was so fun, especially when he modeling. Oh, I Play with Toys. You got to go see that. Hey, Incognito. How you doing? How's everything with you? I hope everything's good. I treat a man the same in Africa as I do in the U.S. The rules don't change because I'm in Africa. And see, that's another thing. We let our guard down. That's what they were saying too. They were saying that, Nima, the government, in this study they did. They were saying, we got to ask ourselves that question. When we get ready to send these large sums of money, when we get ready to do these things we would normally do, they said, ask yourself, if this was an American man, would you be doing this? If this was an American relationship, would you be doing this? No. So why would you do it because they're in Africa? What changes things because they're in Africa? Or is it that mentality that we have, that Africans need us? Is that stroking some kind of ego we have? Who knows? Exactly. We got to question everything about this situation. Because if it's happening to all of us, irrespective of what color we are, there's a problem. That means this is what they're doing. And we got to come and find this out together. Hey, Africana, how you doing? You can't just sit back and say, oh, this is being done to them. I don't care. It's being done to her. I don't care. It's being done to everybody. Hey, love is an action word. Exactly. So let him go ahead. Exactly. Exactly. It's an action word. Love is a verb. Thank you, Nima. That is so important. It is a verb, and it's going to express itself. And it's not going to express itself in a statement. It's not going to do that. It's not going to say, you got to give me this, you got to give me that. You got to do this and you got to do that. No, it's going to give to you. It's going to give to you. And I'm not talking about the love bombs. I'm talking about real things like emotional support. Like telling you, not even good night, because they'll love bomb you with that stuff. Telling you good night every night. No, don't go for that one either. But the little things. You know when somebody's sincere and when they're not. That emotional support when you had a bad day at work and they're there to listen to everything you have to say and offer you solutions to your problems. Those things show that I love you. I love you. I'm going to listen to you. Even though I'm tired, even though I'm supposed to be asleep, but I'm going to take the time to listen to you because you matter. Right? If it don't apply, let it fly. Exactly. Right. So if you're not the 80%, then I'm not talking to you. God bless you. God bless you if you've not been, if you in the 20%. Yeah, a scammer could get a visit from, yeah. They just, but they're so slick with it. They're so slick with it. And I had a friend, man, who was a scammer. I swear to y'all. I had a Nigerian friend who was a romance scammer. And he told me how to game. He told me how he was in Malaysia. And he told me how it went down. And I really started feeling sorry for him because he didn't want to do it, y'all. He was like, sometimes you meet women who are really nice and really sincere, and you don't want to do this, you don't want to scam them out of their money because you'll never hook up with this woman. You're never going to see this woman. You're never going to do anything with her. You're making her all these promises that you're never going to keep, but you got to spend so much time with her, like emailing her, talking to her. It's like a job for real. Like they work shifts. I kid y'all not. They work shifts. And they're really in like a room. And it's a whole bunch of them in there. And they have laptops, cell phones. And then when his shift was up, somebody would take over. And they'd be working these same people constantly. And when they would call you, like they said, they would call, the video camera would never work. It would never work. He would always tell me that's what they would do. That was part of the scam. Because they don't want you to see who they are because they don't want you to report them. Yeah. So one time, one of the people, because he was not allowed to talk to me because he wasn't getting money from me. They were like, oh, you're not scamming her. She ain't giving you nothing. So they put somebody else on to me, okay, that was pretending to be him. So yeah, this person had the nerve to call me, right? Pretending to be him. So they called, and the camera was off and the screen was black. And the first time I saw his name and I answered, and they were calling me on, what was that? It was some app, but he was the only one who called me on that app. So I said, what you doing? And he was like, nothing. I really need that $3,500. They always ask for $3,500. And this was way back, maybe, oh wow, this may be 10 years ago. And I was like, that 10 years ago, $3,500, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money now. So just imagine how much it was back then. I said, why do they tell you to ask for $3,500? Why that? He said, because it's the amount, some type of amount that they needed. Okay. So you always ask for $3,500. So the guy called and asked me about this money. I said, Aslam, his name was Aslam. I said, why are you calling me, asking me for money? You know you don't call and ask me for money. And why do you have your camera off? Why are you talking to me like this? And then I realized, well, I'll be doggone. These people are scammers for real. This is a whole different dude. This was a whole different dude pretending to be Aslam, calling me, asking me for money because Aslam wasn't doing it. We was just talking. He was telling me about his problems. He was telling me about his dad died. He was telling me that his dad was a scammer and he had to take up where his dad, left off because he had to support his mom and his family. And he was telling me how the Malaysian police was on to him. Man, it was crazy. But this dude, I mean, I felt so bad for him. and I was really just a listening ear. That's really what I was. But the scammers, they didn't know that, but they knew something was up because he never got money from me. Okay. So once you don't get money from them, they feel like, oh, you're not working them hard enough. Let's put somebody else on the case. And after I said that to them, I blocked them, and I never talked to my poor friend again. The last I heard, he was still in Malaysia scamming. So, yeah, the life of a scammer is really hard. So let's see. Michelle Thomas says, those Nigerian scammers be on Instagram or Facebook trying to sweet talk American. Yep, men and women for a chance to come to America. Their desperation is so. It is. It is. But to somebody on the drug called loneliness, and I'm getting older, they're going to look at that as attention. They're going to look at that as attention, and I want the attention. I want that attention. Girl. Wow. If you only knew what I knew. If you only knew what I knew. That's why I said people say, oh, she just wants clicks. She just wants views. She just wants subscribers. Yeah, I got some dirty, low down stories on people. Some dirty, low down stories. I don't release them. I don't tell on people unless I have to. Unless I have to. Let's just leave it at that. They will say they are sick with malaria, LOL, and they need, and they need money. Hey, well, and they need credit on their phone because that's the only way they can talk to you. She's not lying. That's the lies. That's the lies. And you'll think, okay. Uh, I used to do this consulting stuff with women who were involved in relationships with men, international relationships, and they were, coming to the United States. So I would kind of help them through the process. And part of what I did was I would do consulting with them. Okay. So I noticed that they would be asking them for this, what she said. I can't talk to you on the phone because I need phone credit. So these women would constantly send money for little meager expenses. Things that, well, how were you supporting yourself before you met me? We met online. How did you have credit to talk to me before, but now you have no credit? And so, these are the things you got to just ask yourself. If this was an American dude, and he tell you, pay my cell phone bill. If you don't pay my cell phone bill, I can't talk to you. We're going to say, what you mean? You was talking to your cell phone was working before you met me. You was paying the bill before you met me. Now you can't pay the bill because you met me? How does that work? How does that work? That's the little games they play. They play bad games, y'all. Yeah, that's a big red flag. They play little bad games like that. Don't discuss your finances. Yeah. Don't do that, because that makes you look desperate. Don't start talking about your money. Don't start talking about what you can do for them. Yeah, the family is in on it. That's what the stories were saying. That's another thing, y'all, they were saying they warned you about. The whole family will be in on this fraud. The whole family will be in on getting this man a green card, because you got to remember, they'll look at this as this is an opportunity, not just for him. This is an opportunity for the whole family. Because once he gets to America, he's going to send money back to support the family. He's going to get rid of you and send that money back to support the family. So of course they're in on it. Of course they're in on it too. Oh, wow, well, I've never heard of these games. They play to get money out of women. Well, yes, they'll say they're sick. They'll say somebody in their family is sick. They'll say, oh God. They'll even say people passed away that ain't passed away so they could get money. They need credit for their phone, anything. Sometimes the cousin is the girlfriend. Yeah, the cousin will be the girlfriend or the wife, or the sister will be the girlfriend or the wife. Yeah, especially the cousin. It's usually the cousin. Yeah, look, yeah, or the sister is the girlfriend, or the little baby sister, right? Or the little brother, and in the reality is their child. Exactly. That's another thing. The little baby, you'll see, but it's true. The little baby, you'll see running around, and you'll think, oh, whose baby is that? That'll be his baby. You think it's the cousin's baby? Yeah, it's the cousin's baby, but it's his baby because the cousin is the wife. Yeah. And they'll play this game to the end. Everybody will be on it, even her. Even her. She'll sit up and play it to the end. Hey, Kiki, I think it's not about a green card. It sounds like you're just describing the typical toxic narcissist. Them too. Most of them, she's right. Most of them, green card scammers, are narcissists. That's another trait about, because just think, visionary of love, to do this, you got to be a narcissist. You got to be a narcissist to do this. You got to be about scamming people for immigration to do this, because you can't have any feelings for anyone. You cannot. You cannot care about anyone. You cannot care about the person that you're supposed to be married to, because if you cared about them, you wouldn't be freely denying them. You wouldn't be sleeping with another woman freely and denying that woman, pretending you're not married to her. Yeah, these are nothing but narcissists. Nobody sane could do this. Nobody. They put juju on you and give them, they put juju on you to give them money also. Yes, that's another thing they do. They will take your picture. They'll take your nails. I got it right here. They take nails. They give you rings. Uh, they'll do incantations. They'll do rituals with sex. They'll do all of that to put spells on you to make you so controlled by them that you'll be giving them your money. Okay? You'll be giving them your money and you'll be scared to tell them no. Yeah, this is true. This is true, especially in Nigeria. I don't know about the Gambia, but I know about Nigeria. They do that. The Gambia, they're it seems to me Gambia keep their stuff on the low. Or maybe because it's smaller than Nigeria. So Nigeria stuff is broadcast everywhere. But the Gambia seems like they do, but the Gambia has a Nigerian population there. So Nigeria probably just take their stuff and we just spread it wherever we go. I knew an African man who had two apartments. One was for his African wife and one was for his African American wife. Yeah. The American wife cut his visa 2 months before it was scheduled to be granted. That's all you got to do. Visa over. That's what I mean. There was no visa. It was 2 months before it was to be granted. There was no visa. There was no visa. That's why it was canceled. It wasn't even canceled. It wasn't even there. She withdrew the application. So you don't have to let them get away with this. You don't have to just sit there and be a victim of this. You don't have to do any of that. Just withdraw your application. That's all you got to do. Hey, places and spaces. That's all you got to do. It's just that simple. It is just that simple, honey. Some of them will be 23 or younger. I know. Oh my God. What one lady, she was involved in a green card scam. Well, that was a romance scam. Okay. And he was like 21. This is a real life story. A real life story. And when she found out He was 21. He lied about the age. And when she finally saw him, she kept saying she thought he was that age. But you can look at him and tell he was like 21 or younger. They have that look. They got that youthful look, like kids. Do you know after she found out this young child was 21, do you know she still stayed with that man? She still stayed with him. 21. He was 21. She's in her 50s. Yeah. Yeah. Now, God forbid, I would hate if this man leave her for another woman. I would hate if this man did anything evil to her. I would hate if this man used her for a green card. But if he does, then what would she say? She's the victim. She's going to take no accountability. She's going to blame him for everything instead of looking at this relationship and saying to herself, is this a real relationship? Y'all sound crazy outside. What's going on out there? They lie and say they're older too. Yep, that's what he did. Lied about the age. Kiki, it seems like the family would be in on the scam too. They are. They are in on the scam because they got to make sure it goes through. Coty and Larissa. Yep, Larissa. Yep, that's who showed us. Showed me how to do it, Coty. He sure did. I was so happy when I was watching that. And he said he withdrew this case and how to do it. I was like, what? And that's when they arrested Larissa. Remember, y'all? Immigration came and arrested her because her visa was no more. Yep. And she's the one who said the domestic violence stuff. Happy you were able to turn this traumatic situation into a learning lesson. Yes. Yes, I am too. Because what could I do, Lex? I could have did two things. I could have took that as a shame on myself, and I could have took this as I'm the victim and feeling sorry for myself. No. I said, oh no, I'm going to tell everybody what happened to me. I'm going to let the world know. So if I can save one woman, if I can stop one woman from going through this, it was well worth it. It was well worth the pain. It was well worth the heartache. It is well worth all of this harassment that I'm going through now. It was well worth it. Hold on, y'all. My phone is ringing. It was, can y'all see me? Yeah, it was well worth it. Yeah, can y'all still see me? Okay, it was well worth it. It was well worth it. It was well worth all of this. If I can just stop one person from going through the pain and heartache that I had to experience, I would gladly do it all over again. So let me see. Like what my one friend told me, she was like, you took one for the team. And I was like, yeah, I sure did. I took one for the team. That's exactly what this was, one for the team. Oh, yes, the whole family is, yeah, they are looking to come up. Exactly. The whole family is looking to come up off of this because it is a come up for the whole family. They're going to send money back home. They are sending money back home. Yeah. Yes. Young Indian men are also. I saw that. Love scams are. I know. I saw that, Miss Michelle, on British women to get the visa to the UK. It's so sad. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that these Indian men are doing the same daggone thing. It's unbelievable how they're doing it. But look at Jenny. Remember Jenny, y'all? On 90 Day Fiance? Remember that? She was catfished and still stayed with the dude. When she found out he was catfishing her. Remember, and he was still married to somebody else? But Jenny, and he's an Indian. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you got to take anything, any situation, and you got to make it into a positive, or it's going to eat you up. It's going to eat you up. That's what you got to do. That's what I do. And when I learn from it, I share it with everybody else. He didn't appreciate his own country. He wants you to stay. Exactly. He didn't. And that's what I couldn't understand. How could you not even appreciate your own country? But that was a sign. That was all a sign, and I wasn't paying attention. Plus, African scammers want to come to America and be near Zaddy. Yes, honey, yes. Yes. Do you know I caught him on social media talk? It was a picture of this white lady on there. And I don't have nothing against white people. I don't have nothing against interracial marriages. But he was on there saying she was wifey material. And I'm like, well, if she's wifey material, why are you married to me? That didn't make sense. That didn't make no sense at all. But that's what he truly wanted. That she was wifey material, but she wasn't in the game. She wasn't in Nigeria. She wasn't coming to Nigeria. You see what I mean? I was. I wasn't my wifey material. I was opportunity material. And he let me know that when he got here. He let me know. And he let all social media know. That biracial girl from South Africa claimed domestic violence and is seeking sister wives. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, because you can't. They know that. They know they know that that's the way to get to stay here. And they know that's the way to get all that money. They know that they can get help from the government and they can stay here while they're doing it. It's all a scam, y'all. I'm telling y'all. It's all a way to come up. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's all a scam and it's a way to come up. Oh God, you got to. You're gonna be laughing so hard, you're gonna be crying. I was laughing so hard. I play with toys. I was laughing so hard, I was crying. I was crying. I was laughing so hard. That's how funny. I think I'm gonna watch it again tonight. Watch it whenever you want a good laugh, especially when she break down to her knees, y'all. Oh my God, that is oh my God, that is so daggone funny. She gonna break it down, honey. She gonna break it down to her knee. She gonna drop to her knees. Much love to you, Kiki. I've been reducing the amount of videos I watch daily. Why? Why you reduce the amount of videos you watch daily? I just looked at THC. Is that the woman's top with the chest exposed like that? Yes. That's okay. That's the yes. That's the naked model. Yeah, the X-rated mannequin. Yeah, that's the ones we was talking about. It is hilarious, but so embarrassing for him. He proved my point of being lame and corny. Yeah, he is lame and corny. All at this. How do you do that all at the same time? You're lame and you're corny all at the same time. Wow. I know his game because I watch it unfold. He is from Long Beach, California, but so-called Cali hood dudes are all the same. They add some kind of religion on top of bad news. Yeah. I never knew that. Okay. I was taken back by a documentary that covered the lives of, romance scammers. One even paid a fetish priest to do a ritual to ask his ancestors for strength for his victims to give him money. Yeah, that's what Womb said that. Yeah, they do. They'll go to a fetish priest and ask them to put a spell on you to try to control you so you will help get them their papers and that you will continue to do whatever they want you to do as long as they want you to do it. They will do that. That's why you got to be careful with dealing with these people. I can send, will you send it to me? It's draw dropping. Even though the whole covering the camera technique was shown, they be laughing at the victims. It's just, it is. It's just, they do. That's another sad thing, y'all, how they laugh at the victims and they talk about them. And you know what they say? They feel like we deserve it. They feel like you set yourself up for that. You set yourself up for that. That's why they keep doing it. And they feel like you're getting what you want. I'm giving you some sex. I'm giving you some time. Hey, fly mommy, Cleo, how you been, girl? I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you've been good. But we set ourselves up for that. We set ourselves up for all that. Kiki, do they use real drugs to help work their scams? I don't think they, I think, well, they do use drugs. Yeah, they do use drugs, but I don't think it has anything to do with them working their scams. I just think they use drugs because that's just the life they live. And y'all know the drug they be taking in Nigeria is tramadol. Y'all know that old nasty pain medicine here called tramadol? Do you know that they get high off of that in Nigeria? These young dudes who do all of this, they'll just be in there high for all of them, just getting high. Yeah, but I don't think I don't know if they do it to help them scam. I don't see how it can help them scam. That's why you should make, they had their family pay for most of everything concerning the visa. Yeah, you should make the family pay for everything in concerning the visa process and moving, because when he leaves, you will still be benefiting them. But see, if the family is paying for everything, then that means he's a young child. And see, that's another thing, y'all. If this person got to go to their family and their family got to give him money to pay for his visa application, his family got to give him money to pay for this, his family got to give him money to pay for that. This is a young child. We're not dealing with an African man. You're not dealing with an African man, because an African man is not going to his family to ask him to pay for anything. The family is coming to him. Okay. So if he's going, I got to check with my family about this, I got to check with my family about that. No, you're dealing with somebody who's not ready for what they're about to do, and they're just using you because the family is in on this, because they know the whole family is about to come up. They all are. They all are about to come up. They used to bring the whole family here, but you can't do that anymore. You cannot do that anymore. But they used to. Nigeria is full of them. Yeah, it's full of them. It's known for it. Nigerians might be more professional. No, they're not more professional with it, honey. No, how can you be professional with scamming? There's no professionalism in that. There are a lot of under the spell of men. Are there a lot of women in the Gambia under the spell of men? I don't know. I don't know. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like there's something about this place that makes people go there and give these people their money to be in relationships with them. That's what it looks like. And it looks like these people, some of them, not all of them, will get involved with West people from the West, because that's an opportunity for them to make money and to benefit the whole entire family. So is it a spell? Sometimes I think something like that is, because it seems like it's a spirit. Because if everybody's doing it, people would say it's like something is in the air, and spirits are in the air. They float around in the air. So I don't know. It appears that something's going on there, because that place is too small for it to have this many cases of this behavior. It's too small. It's just way too small. So that makes me think that this is something that just goes on there. People will make you pay for everything if you allow them. Some of them and their families put money together like they do for school. Yeah, but see, you shouldn't be doing you shouldn't be doing all of that. And that's another thing. If he got you heavily involved in the family like that, that's another young person. And if you heavily involved in the family like that, at the beginning, you're going to stay heavily involved in the family, and they're going to be heavily involved in your relationship. Heavily involved. You paying for this, you paying for that, you taking care of this, you taking care of that. Your spouse should not even want them to look at you like that. If you were Gambian, they wouldn't look at you like, they wouldn't expect that, because they knew you wouldn't have it. So why expect it because you are from the West. The U.S. government doesn't care about our well-being. They just have to ensure to keep our money within their economy. Yeah, it causes a lot of problems. But see, I think they're more from what I gather, they really don't like the fact that it's immigration. They're bringing their whole families here. Like they used to get married to us, do this game with us for 2 years. Then they would marry, I'm going to use Nigeria, for example. They would marry a Nigerian, bring the Nigerian wife here, bring the Nigerian kids here, bring the Nigerian sister here, bring the Nigerian father here, bring the Nigerian mother here. And before you know it, they brought the whole family here. From my understanding, immigration doesn't like that. They don't like when you do that, okay? Because that shows them that you're violating their immigration policies and that you're using them. You're using their immigration. So I think it's more about they feel like you're violating their immigration policies. You're not respecting their immigration policies. So they're going to show you. When you violate our policies and you don't respect our policies and you take advantage of our policies and bring your whole family here, when we just thought one of you was coming because you wanted to marry one of us, and then in reality, it's 20 of you coming because you're exploiting our immigration laws. Yeah, they got a problem with that. I think that has a lot to do with it also. Americans do the same too. What you mean, Miss Lonnie? Americans do the same too. They do what? The same immigration stuff? What you mean? Tell me what you mean, Miss Lonnie. They could exactly. They could care less about us. The government's concern is only fixated on our money and keeping another African out of the country, and they don't let us have children. Want you, Stella. Because that's what it's about. But there's nothing wrong with getting your groove back. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you have some respect about yourself when you're doing it. As long as you're looking in the mirror and you're saying to yourself, is this a real relationship? Do we start with, do we look like a couple? Just take a picture together. That's what I always do. When I meet somebody I'm interested in, the first thing I say, let's take a picture together. I take a picture with them, and guess what I do? You know how you can make the picture big? I enlarge the picture, and I say to myself, do we look like a couple? Do we look like a couple? Now, the dude in Nigeria, I never felt like we looked like a couple. I never did. I never felt like we looked like a couple. I just thought we just looked like we was put together, but we didn't look like a couple. I had to reduce the amount of video stuff. I know I do that too. That is funny. Yeah, that's the first thing. Ask yourself, do we even look like we belong together? Do we even look like we even belong together? Opportunity, material, Kiki is killing me. No, I'm serious. That's how they look at it. It's an opportunity. Only paper I'm gonna help you get is the newspaper with some help on it. Yeah. Well, there's plenty of nice ladies out there who are willing to just help you. And they just take advantage of those people. In the documentary, they said that their victims deserve it. I told you they do. They do. They feel like you deserve it. They feel like you deserve to be taken advantage of. They feel like you put yourself in that situation that you knew you didn't even look like a couple. So they feel like, why not take advantage of them? I think the spell. But you know what? One of the stories was saying that these women don't get love, they don't get affection, and these men know that. They know it. They know it. But that wasn't my case. It wasn't my case. I told you, but I was on the drug loneliness at that time. Because it's like I said, there's really a shortage of men in the United States, and people know that who live here. There's a real shortage on Black mature African American mature men. There is a shortage on them. that are single and available to be married. There is a shortage. The exploitation goes on both sides. Okay, some Westerners use their money to get young men and women. Some continentals use their youth to get the West. Exactly. Well, yeah, that's well. We did. I did actually talked about that, and that we could. There was not a name for that scam, so I gave that name, that scam, called the reverse reverse, because that's the reverse reverse scam. That's a scam where you go there and you have money and you're looking for these men or these women and you're using your money to get them and you're pretending, telling them, I'm going to send for you. I'm going to give you a visa. I'm going to bring you to the United States. I'm going to do all of this for you. When in reality, you're not going to do anything. You're just using them for sex. You're just using them for a good time. As soon as you go back to the United States or the UK or wherever you're from, you're going to forget about them. So there is a scam called that. Yes, it really is. They don't have a name for it. So I call it the reverse scam. The reverse reverse is another one. It was 4 scams altogether. The romance scam, the green card scam, the reverse scam, and the reverse reverse. Okay. The reverse scam is what we just described, when they're reversing the whole thing. When the person from the West is scamming the African person for whatever they can get from them, which is usually sex. And they're using their money to get that. And they're making them all these promises when they know daggone well, for one, they can't get them a visa. Okay, so let me give you an example. Like Phoenix Rain and her husband. She can't get that man a visa. You know why she can't get that man a visa? Say she comes back to the United States. He can't come with her. He's got to stay there. She has to come back to the United States. She has to apply for him a visa. She can apply while she's in the Gambia, but that visa will be denied unless what? For the people who know, unless she has a financial sponsor. Because remember, Phoenix Rain has no income. She has no income. So she is basically no good to him. If he's trying to come to this country, she's no good to him because he can't get here off of her. She's got to come back. She got to establish herself and get a job. And then she has to file, unless she gets her daughter who supports her to support her husband also. Because you can get a co-sponsor. So she can get a co-sponsor. But see, that person, and I don't know if she's doing this. I'm just saying, I'm just using her for an example. But they'll say, I'm going to take you to the United States with me when I go back. You're going to go back to, when I go back to the United States, if I ever go back or when I decide to go back, when I go back to visit, you're going to go back with me because you're my husband and they're going to let you on the plane. Negative, nada, a zero, a zilch. It don't work like that. No, they will not. No, they will not. They will not do that. You got to come back. You got to file for this person, or you can file there. But either way it goes, you got to still be eligible for this visa. You got to qualify. And one of the qualifications for you to qualify, you have to have the right income. You have to meet the income requirement. So yeah, they will play reverse scams on them. That's the reverse scam. I know I don't qualify to get you to the United States. I know I can't get you a visa. I know I can't. But I'm going to scam you and make you think I can. I'm going to make you think I can do everything for you. But I really can do nothing because I can't do anything for myself because I have no income. But more and more African Americans are going to they are. And that's exactly what one of the people who wrote in and told me, smart ladies from the UK told me. She said there's more and more African American ladies going who are going to be victims of this, but they don't believe it's going to happen to them. And she says, I don't understand why they don't believe that they can be victims of this. She said she felt like we thought maybe because we were African American, we felt like it couldn't happen to us. But that's a lie because it happened to me. And I wasn't even in the Gambia. So that's a lot. It can happen to anybody who's got a big enough ego to think it cannot happen to them. Because that's why it happened to me, because of my ego. And like I tell people, your ego is not your amigo. Because my ego was telling me, this person isn't scamming you. There's no way this person could be playing you. They're not playing you. But all along they were. All along they were. But my ego would not let me conceive that. But that's what they were doing. Some are very, yeah, and okay, them family oriented types, y'all, who let their family run them. Y'all need to think twice about that too. Y'all need to think twice about a man, because that man, tell me that man is young. He's 20 in his 30s. If he is still let his family dictate what he do, that man is in his 20s and his 30s. A 40, 50-year-old African man is not doing that. His family is not dictating. His family is, even if family oriented means to me, you love your family. I spend time with my family. But your family into your business like that, telling you what to do, no. That's a young dude, and you do not want to be with him. I think it's better they come up with the money than a Western woman spending all her money to bring the man over. They can help each other. They can help each other for student visas. Yeah, they can get student visas. That's another way you can get here with student visas. But you need a lot of money for that. Wow, scammers and liars. Yeah, they are big scammers and liars. Since it's a big risk spending a lot of immigration money, it's not a good idea. Yeah, it is a lot of money spending. Immigration is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But that's another thing the government does it for, because they want you to think twice. Are you sure you're going to spend all this money? Do you know how much this is about to cost you? Think twice. They do it. They put all kind of little barriers in place to make you think twice. Think twice. And each little thing you do with them costs money, costs money, costs money. Every piece of paper costs money. Every piece of paper costs money. Every one. And look at those overly middle-aged BAs in there. Go through Gambia to start paper. I know. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad, visionary love? Isn't that sad? That's embarrassing. You go to the Gambia, you overgrown man, and you going over there to celebrate that you paying to be married to a 20-year-old. Because that's what you celebrating, that you paying to be married to a 20-year-old. That's it. And then promote for other African American men to come over there and get you 3 or 4 of them, as long as you can take care of them, like they puppies. I can't believe it. That is so embarrassing to me. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. It's it's very sad. Yes, it's very sad. And according to the FBI, we're going to get all figured out, because that time went by again. It's 2 hours and 33 minutes. According to the FBI, you guys, more than 21,000 people lost $143 million to these romance scammers. They look for women who are widows, who are divorcees, and who are depressed. Okay? They target, their main target, according to the FBI, is older white women who are divorced, depressed, and who are widowed. Their goal is to obtain money, gift cards, cell phones. Okay? So, let me see, I want to make sure. I want to tell y'all a sad story before we get off of here. So I want y'all to know how serious this is. There was a lady. She was from Australia. Her name was Jetty Jacob. I hope I'm saying it right. She was she wasn't older. She was 67. She was at the prime of her life at 67. Okay? She met a man who was from Nigeria. But for some reason, he was living in South Africa. This was a romance scam she was involved in, and she didn't know it. She had sold her house. She had sent this man over 90,000 US dollars. Okay? They converted it. It was over 90,000 US dollars. Kept saying she wanted to see him, she wanted to see him, she wanted to see him. So finally, he let her come to South Africa to see him. Okay? She got there. She brought all this money with her because she was going to stay with him. She was going to stay there for a while. She was going to be with him. They were going to get married. Well, guess what, you guys? They found her dead. Someone killed her. Someone killed her and took everything she had. Someone killed this 67-year-old Australian lady when she went to South Africa to meet her online Nigerian boyfriend. He was gone. The South African police, they went to look for him. They couldn't find him. He had left. He had went back to Nigeria. Okay? They found him in Nigeria because Nigeria don't play that. So Nigeria found him. But guess what? He got away with it. He got away with it because they could not prove he did it. They couldn't prove he killed this woman. They couldn't prove he did it. Although all her money was gone, all her jewelry was gone, everything was gone. Even he was gone. She laid there dead. He got away with it because they couldn't prove he did. So that's the seriousness of this. That is the seriousness of the scamming stuff. That is the seriousness of this green card stuff. You can't just go trusting these people like this. You can't just open your heart up to people like this. We got to take accountability for our actions. We can't let loneliness, that drug, dictate our actions to us. We can't let society, with this thing called age, tell us, you're getting old, you're getting old. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because then you'll do like things like Miss Jacobs did. You'll go clear across the country to meet somebody you don't even know, that you've already given $90,000 to. You sold your house and you sold everything. You never met this person. He never wanted to meet you. You had to insist. And you thought that, Miss Jacobs thought this was love. She thought this was love. This wasn't love. This was somebody using this woman. This was a user. And not only was he a user, he was a murderer because he killed her. He took her away from her kids. She had kids. This woman had kids. She was going on vacation. She was going to see her boyfriend. She told her kids, I'm going to see my boyfriend. I'll be back. And their mom get killed in South Africa? All the way in South Africa? She's from Australia? And nobody know what happened. Nobody gets blamed for it. And all because this lady was looking for love. She was looking for love. And she happened to be from the West. Is Australia in the West, y'all? I don't even know. I guess. Y'all know what I mean. So look, we just got to be responsible, okay? We got to take responsibility for our actions. We got to take responsibility for what happens to us. And like I said, you got to look yourself in the mirror. And you got to look at that relationship. And you got to say, do we even look like a couple? Do we look like a couple? Be honest with yourself. And if you don't look like a couple, guess what? You're not a couple. You're not a couple. He's just using you for a green card. He's using you for a green card, or he's using you for money. One of the two. I mean, some American posts. Yeah, that's what we was just saying. They do. They do. They do. They'll make them all these promises, and they know they can't. They can't do nothing for them. Nothing. Make them all these promises. Scammers are making it bad for good Gambia. Yes, men and women who are really looking for love and truly sincere. The good have to, yeah, and that's the problem, because it makes you shell shocked, and you don't want to open yourself up to another relationship, but you have to. That's the beauty of love. You have to. You can't just be like, oh, he hurt me. Oh, I can't trust no African men no more. Oh, I can't date. No. You got to say, that was that African man. Now I'm going to move on to another African man, but I'm going to learn, or African woman, but I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to take accountability for my actions. I'm going to grow, and I'm going to become a better person. And each time you'll notice, you'll get to another person who's better than the other person. Each person will be better than the other person. But the Nigerian, I knew I took a step backwards with him, though. That was a step backwards. That's how I know I was operating on a very low frequency when I met him. That's why you got to be careful with all that, y'all. You just got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be in your mind, and you got to be in the right space when you're trying to meet somebody. Are you going to you're going to attract the wrong person, because energy attracts energy. Energy attracts energy, okay? It's really sad, but unfortunate, okay? Yeah, energy attracts energy. So if you're in this low vibrational energy, then you're going to pick up that, okay? They're going to pick up that. I even heard a retired African man, yeah, a European woman, had $2 with her, went back to Africa with all his pension money to build for them there. Oh my God, was found killed there. Oh my God. That's what I'm telling y'all. This is for real. It was this man in Costa Rica. It's so sad. He met this woman, a Costa Rican woman. All this money he was sending her. He's retired. I think he was from the UK too. He moved there, bought her a house, did all this. Guess what she did to him, y'all? She put him on the street. She put him out. She didn't have to stay with him. And guess what? That's what she told him. After she used him for everything, she put this old man out on the street in Costa Rica. This man is still in Costa Rica trying to get money together to get back home. To get back home. Do you still love Nigeria? I still love Nigeria because, like I always tell people, when I did my DNA came back that I'm 46% Nigerian. That was the largest portion of West African DNA inside of my body. The other part was 32% Cameroonian. Okay. So I tell everybody, I never loved Nigeria because of a man. I never loved Africa because of a man. I love Africa and I love Nigeria because that's where I come from. That's my home. That's who I am. So when I say Kiki loves Nigeria, what I'm really saying is Kiki loves herself, because Nigeria is Kiki and Kiki is Nigeria. That's what I mean when I say that. It's not because, I was married to this Nigerian man. No, because I was going to Nigeria before I met him. So he had nothing to do with me embarking on Nigeria. My ancestors sent me to Nigeria because I asked them to show me where we come from, to lead me to the places where we come from. And they led me to Cameroon, then they led me to Nigeria, and then they led me to the Gambia. Okay, and I don't have DNA in the Gambia, but I have DNA in Mali. And all of those three, Mali, Senegambia, Mali, Senegal, Gambia, it all used to be the same region. Okay. So they led me to those places. So that's what I mean. Like, so I don't understand when people go to Africa for sex and to meet men. I never went to Africa for that. I went to Africa to find me, to discover who I am, to love being Black, to love myself, to love being an African American woman. That's what I went to Africa to get. That's what I got. And so that's what I say when I say Kiki loves Nigeria. That's what I mean. So yeah, I'm always love Nigeria because I love me. Is there still love for me out in Nigeria? I'm sure it is. Because I have people who tell, yeah, you know what? I know it is. So I have friends in Nigeria and they write me and they say hi. And they say, when are you coming back, Kiki? So yeah, I do have friends still there. I still have love there. But the love, when I say Kiki loves Nigeria, like I said, that love comes from me. It's about self-love. Because I'm all about self-love. Because if you don't love yourself, like RuPaul said, RuPaul, y'all know RuPaul? RuPaul said, if you can't love yourself, then how the hell can you love somebody else? Now think about that. If you can't love yourself, then how the hell are you going to love somebody else? You can't. So if I can't love me, then I sure can't love you. And I sure can't be in a healthy relationship because I don't have a healthy relationship with myself. So that's what that's all about. Self-love, self-pride, self-love. You have to be aware and you got to be watchful. Exactly. Learn their traditions, learn their customs, learn the red flags, all of that. All of that. Yes, that's also a success story. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, y'all. I feel so sorry for this African man. Worked his whole. I know that's really sad, but they'll do that. You have to use common sense. Yeah, you got to use more than that because I caused myself using common sense. You got to use more than common sense. You got to be alert. You got to use common sense. You got to be alert. You got to be everything. You got to be focused on you. You got to be like Cat Williams said. You got to be in touch with your star player. You got to be all of that. Because if not, you can't send out any weakness, any signs of loneliness, desperation, confusion. Because especially if you're going to Africa, because if you're going to Africa, you're going to draw in somebody who's going to exploit you. There was a man killed in Costa Rica after maybe this is him. He filmed just, oh, I know who you talking about. Wasn't that sad? I thought the wife had something to do with that. That lady, but I guess she didn't. But I swear I thought she had something to do with that. I was so sad about that. Yeah, it was Colombia. Were you talking about the one in Colombia? Have a good night. You too, guys. Have a good night. It was nice talking to everybody. You had to meet up with the woman there. I wonder, I think are you talking about Colombia, Alexis? Because this happened to a man in Colombia too. And they shot him in broad daylight in front of everybody. And they tried to say they was trying to snatch his chain, but I don't think he had his chain on. Yes, because I believe the woman set him up. Be careful. Yes, y'all, men, be careful. Because he went there, he met this Colombian woman. He went there, took his little money with him, his check, bought her apartment. They all got this nice apartment, got her all set up. Then all of a sudden he just sitting outside. Somebody come up to him and shoot him and kill him. Right after she all set up with everything and she all set up with the money. Scammers are all these dating. Yeah, they are. Trust a few, tired of them. Yeah, I don't like the dating sites. Yeah, I don't like the dating sites. Don't even try to meet people on the dating sites. It's not even worth it. Ask friends. Ask African friends to introduce you to somebody. That's how you do it. Me too. I can't stand tramadol. I can't believe people get high off of that. But that's how you meet somebody, okay? You just ask one of your African friends. You probably work with some African friends, make friends with them. You work near an African store, you shop near an African store, or just go in there, start going in there, talking to the people in there, be friendly with them, and just tell them, I would like to, do you have parties? Ask them, do they have parties? Ask them where they're from and say, does your community here have parties? They probably have social events. Start going to the social event. Then say, you know what? I really want to take a trip to your country. Can you tell me about it? Or do you know anybody there I can talk to that can help, show me around? And that's how you meet people. But then you you got to talk to the person and check them out and all that. Yep, I think it was Colombia, because that was terrible. All right. They shot him, and yep, that was him. After he purchased the house for the woman, they shot him and tried to make us think it was the chain situation. But that was sad. That's why I said this goes on everywhere we are. And that was in Colombia. That was in Colombia. Okay. So you got to be careful, because people see us as dollars. They see us as euros. They see us as pounds. They don't see us as people. They see us as opportunities. And again, it's not all the people. It's not all the people. But there's a lot of them that do. All right, that's all I have for you guys. If you got any questions, please email me at Kiki Loves Nigeria. That's LUVS Nigeria, all lowercase. And I will see you guys next week. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Now let me get out of here. I'm going to end this broadcast now. Oh, you got down off the couch, kill me?